and I just realized I recorded a whole different segment without the microphone on, or my phone, whatever, because I recorded my phone. So I basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grade each of the AFC's offseason so far. I'm not going to do the NFCs because I realized it took way too long to do the NFC. Anyway, so to start off with the Patriots, I think they should still be favored in the AFC. I'd give them their offseason like a B+. I'm not going to grade everyone with a letter grade, because that'd be like kind of subjective, whatever. But I think that they're kind of staying back. They realize they have 12 draft picks. Let's calm down. We have some draft picks last year that didn't play at all. Let's not go crazy and go for the high ticket items. Rumors were they wanted Golden Tate, they didn't get him. No, let's not get crazy here. Tom Brady, he could still win with us. Let's take a breath. Maybe get Josh Rosen. I think they're doing well for themselves so far. The Jets, people are like, oh, Le'Veon Bell, he took, there's so many rumors out there about, oh, he didn't get enough offers. I think he legitimately wanted to play with the Jets. I think he did have a lot of other offers, but he just stuck with the Jets because he saw, hey, Sam Darnold, this could work. You have that plan with bringing in a running back, like what the Rams did with Jared Goff and a couple other teams have done. So I think the Jets, I don't think they're above 800 next year, but I think they're moving in the right direction with a couple key defensive acquisitions. A lot of teams have been trying to rebuild quick now. You gotta make sure you have the right locker room first, but I think the Jets should be good enough next year, especially with Adam Gase. You have an offensive guy. I think they're good. Miami, I mean, I talked about them earlier. I think I give their offseason probably a C minus, because they haven't brought anybody in. But we'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. C minus. Okay. Anyway, so we have to wait and see what they end up doing at the quarterback position. I don't think this is a 1 to 2 year rebuild. I think this is a 3 to 4 year rebuild. I created a spreadsheet with different Super Bowl windows. I may make a video about that, like when the team's Super Bowl window is for the foreseeable future, how long it's going to be, how many years out till it starts, when does it end. But Miami's would start in like 3 to 4 years. So you need to get the quarterback situation nailed out. You cannot be chaotic at quarterback. And Miami has been chaotic at quarterback. They almost had a guy in Ryan Tannehill, but they realized they couldn't win with him, so he's out now with the Titans. So let's see what Brian Flores has. He wants to rebuild a culture, so he's going to start with the defense, and I think he's going to go with Josh Rosen. The Bills, they've had a pretty good offseason. I don't think Josh Allen's the guy. I don't think he's quite good enough to be a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. I do think he's good, though. He showed flashes last year. I just worry that he runs too much. He's just looking at him, he doesn't look like a Super Bowl winning quarterback. You can kind of tell when looking at somebody. But anyway, so they got him some wide receivers, they got him some weapons, and all you have to do now is draft Jawan Taylor at 9 for offensive line. But if you can't get him, Jonah Williams. Those are your two guys. You help build in the trenches, and you're good. That's it. Okay, so moving on to the AFC North, the Steelers. I still think they're the class of this division. Think about it. Last year they played without Le'Veon Bell, and they had a lot of distractions and things like that, and they still went 9-6-1. And on a normal year, that's good enough to make the playoffs. But last year it wasn't, because it was the Ravens that were ahead of them. I mean, they play the Browns and the Ravens. They could change that this year, just with the win of, like, they win the tiebreaker if they beat them. So I think, hey, you have Juju Smith-Schuster still. He should drop off a little bit, but I mean, the Steelers have had a history of finding good talent with wide receivers, and you just got to rebuild that culture a little bit. And man, they've been all the way up there. Hard to see them. It would be hard to see them not be up there again. The Browns, I think their ceiling is 9-7. I'd give them a B, around a B for this season. They got rid of their offensive linemen. I think Baker Mayfield's going to struggle a little bit next year, unless he can get it out to Odell or Jarvis Landry really quick. But I like how Jarvis and Odell are in the same locker room. But I like Kareem Hunt, how he got suspended 8 games because he off fresh legs. The Browns are in a good position. If you can get Duke Johnson for a couple of picks or offensive linemen, that'd be great. You have to fix your offensive line. But, we've kind of seen this with a lot of teams. The team that won the offseason, I think right now people are claiming that they won the offseason, but they see, it doesn't always work out. So moving on to the Bengals, I think they're going to be better than people think. Do I think that they're not going to be last place? No, I still think they're going to be last place. But do I think that they can almost surpass the Ravens? Yeah, I'm not buying the Ravens at all. They used to be my backup team, because I have backup teams. They used to be my backup team until Lamar Jackson came. I don't buy it. I don't like his personality. I don't like his play style. I do like the acquisition of Mark Ingram, but that defense, you have a whole new defense in this year. Terrell Suggs, the leader of that group, is out. You have Weddle that's out now, and I mean, I do like Earl Thomas, but he's had an injury history. You can't trust his health. And now that he's got his money, is he gonna play hungry anymore? I don't know. There's a lot of question marks with this team, and plus they've showed, like I mentioned in yesterday's video, I talked about it a lot, but the Chargers played them again, and Chargers, it wasn't even close, that game. You could say the last couple minutes, but it really wasn't that close. Moving on to let's go to the AFC South. Let's go to the Jaguars. I really like the Jaguars this year. They just need to draft an offensive lineman, I think, whether you want to trade back or steal Jawan Taylor at 7. That's fine. Maybe get a tight end. I think the Jaguars are they're just in a good position. They got rid of Carlos Hyde. They just need to get Leonard. The key for their season this year is Leonard Fournette, whether he can be healthy or not. As far as their acquisitions, they've been silent. They haven't been signing a lot of people. They've been kind of getting rid of some ghosts and stuff. So I think that's good. The Titans, I don't really like it. They haven't really addressed the wide receiver position. I think Humphreys is on the team now, but you haven't really addressed the offensive line. That's getting worse and worse. You haven't addressed a lot of the questions. Then you bring in Ryan Tannehill for $7 million. I think that could have been better spent elsewhere. I really do think they should have gotten Kyler Murray, or tried to get him at least. But I think they realized, hey, we're probably not going to be able to get him. I don't think Mariota's the guy of the future. You need to be able to expand the field wide receivers. And I think their defense is good enough. But, help Mariota out. He gets injured all the time, and there's a reason for that. He's a little injury prone, but, you got to keep the guy upright, So the Texans, I'm not buying them either this year. I think unless you draft 5 Pro Bowl offensive linemen in the draft, I think they're gonna have a huge drop off this year. You got rid of some wide receivers in the offseason. You didn't give him a running back. Like, come on, you're not helping Deshaun Watson whatsoever. He gets hit one time the wrong way and he's down for the season. I don't really like what the Texans did. But the Colts, they're kind of been silent too, but in the right ways. They know they have a lot to spend, a lot of draft picks. They have 9. So it's, okay, we don't need to rush. We have some time. Let's calm down. Andrew Luck is in his prime. I know you should be rushing a little bit, but you don't want to sign the wrong guys. You want to create a locker room. Now you want to create a locker room. You don't want to start bringing in guys and taking risks on guys. You kind of want to be a little more conservative, and I like it. So moving on to the AFC West. Let's start with the Raiders, because I do think Antonio Brown's going to work with the Raiders. The only problem I have is that offensive line. Trent Brown, he might be the Nate Soldier effect. Every time Bill Belichick gets rid of somebody, he signs for big, it always ends up working out for the Patriots. Well, not really for the Patriots because they didn't have him. But I guess it's good that they didn't sign the guy to a big contract. But, you got one of the best offensive line coaches in the Patriots and one of the worst with the Raiders. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they should do at that position. Because of the Chargers and the Chiefs, I believe if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. But the Chiefs have they kind of had some turnover now. You got rid of D Ford. You need to address a little bit on the defense, but I think all the attention now should be on the defense. You have the same offensive weapons, which is kind of concerning because it's a little bit too much continuity, but I think that's fine. The Chargers, I think they're going to take a pretty big drop back this year. Philip Rivers is getting old. I think this is the year where he's done. You saw at the end of last season, he can start off the first 4 or 5 weeks being in the MVP conversation, then he's really going to drop off. I think they should have gotten Josh Rosen instead of Tyrod Taylor. It's like, what are you doing? If they got Josh Rosen, it wouldn't be a big surprise, but, they also, they got worse at the wide receiver position. They're kind of just getting older, on the offense. You have Antonio Gates. You don't really have a good tight end. Hayden Hurst, I get, but he got injured last year. And finally, the Denver Broncos. I think John Elway is completely wrong drafting Joe Flacco. I don't think he's in the prime of his career, but I don't think he's done as everyone else. I think it's going to be a similar situation with the Jaguars from last year. The defense is pretty much going to give up on Joe Flacco in the offense after the first couple weeks when they start struggling. And that's going to be a big ripple effect. So I don't think John Elway drafting the quarterback in the draft, like I've said. And I think his opinions only prove it. So they need a cornerback. They need to keep Talib. They need a shutdown guy. They have enough pass rush. They just need to work in their secondary and maybe get a target or 2 for Joe Flacco. Anyway, let me you guys know what so far, but what you think about the AFC's situation. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Any and all opinions will be appreciated, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.